All right. 8 p.m. on a Friday night. How's everybody doing out there? Thanks for joining the live. I gotta go really quick. And put this live over on the Facebook page, yo. So y'all know what to do, man. When y'all get up in here, hit that like button down below. As soon as you join the video, hit that like button down below, y'all. Let me know you guys like these videos. Drop a comment in there. Let me put this over real quick on the YouTube channel. Give me a second, y'all. We got a lot to talk about tonight. All right, hold on. Let me put this over there real quick. Hit that like button as soon as you join. As soon as you get up in here, hit that like button down below. All right, let me put the 8 ball. Hold on. All right, the 8 don't want to go up. Put the 8 there. There you go. All right. Let me share that to the YouTube channel real quick. Put it over there on the Facebook. All right, we in business, yo. How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for joining the stream tonight. Thanks for coming through on a Friday night. I'm sorry we couldn't do usual Thursday night live. You all know we had a Verzuz last night, so we had to postpone. But here we are tonight, Friday night. Big weekend. This is a Memorial Day weekend. I hope you guys got plans this weekend. Whatever you do this weekend, please be safe out there. Drive safe, drink, smoke safe. Make sure you have a designated driver to get home. Here in New York City, we got Ubers, we got Lyfts, we got cabs, we got dollar cabs, we got the trains, we got the buses. If you don't have to drive, don't get behind the wheel, y'all, all right? I want to make sure I come back next week and see everybody here back up in the streets. So make sure and be safe out there on this Memorial weekend. Up in the chat, I see Jason is here. Jason, thanks for coming through. I see Norman Rich is in the building. Norman Rich, thanks for coming through. Paul, N.O.R.E, Paul, thanks for coming through. We see Blocker Tom. Blocker Tom is in the building. Blocker Tom for coming through. Yo, let's get into today, man. We're going to talk about, we got 2 big things we're going to talk about today. I need y'all to hit the comments down below. If you watch the Verzuz, a lot of y'all complained last week. Well, not last week, last Verzuz. A lot of y'all complained y'all couldn't see the Verzuz. Now it was back. Drop a comment. Let me know if you watched the Verzuz, who you think won the Verzuz. We're going to talk about that tonight. And we're also going to talk about some comments that N.O.R.E made that is making the rounds right now. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Is N.O.R.E correct about what he's saying? Or I got something else I'm thinking. Y'all know me. My head's always spinning. Is N.O.R.E getting scared of the competition just a little bit? Just a little bit. We're going to talk about that tonight as well. Let me see who's here again. Norman Rich is here. Norman, thanks for coming through. Jason, thanks for coming through. Paul, thanks for coming through. Blocker, thanks for coming through. Jason says, I agree. 8-ball MJG won. And I was rooting for UGK. Shout out to Bun B. Bun B did an amazing job repping for his boy, Pimp C. Rest in peace, Pimp C as well. Thanks for that, Jason. Norman Rich said, I missed it. Oh, man. At least now you can catch the replay, Norman. The replays are all over. You can go back on, I don't think go on IG, but you can actually go on YouTube. The Verzuz YouTube channel has the replay, so you can watch it there. And Thriller has a YouTube app as well, so you can go on Thriller. You can watch it on the YouTube, on the Verzuz on YouTube, or you can go on the Thriller stream. Both the same streams. You can watch it over there. So you can check the replay on that. Paul N.O.R.E said, you my boy. Thank you for coming through. Norman said, whoa, what's the N.O.R.E scared of Math Hoffa? We're going to talk about that in a few minutes, Norman. If you got the thumbs up, yes, sir. Jason says, Blocker, sorry to hear that. Hope you get well soon. I didn't read Blocker's comment. Let me go back and read that. Blocker Time said, yo, what's up, fam? It's been a while. How you been? I'm sorry for not joining your live. I'm in the hospital. Oh man, Blocker, please, whatever's going on your side there, please get well soon. Get well soon goes out to Blocker. Alright, so yo, let me hit a few more comments before we start. Diamond Onyx is in the building. Shine bright like a diamond. My voice is crap, but shout out to Diamond. Diamond's up in here. Thanks for coming through, Diamond. Alright, let's get into this, y'all. And I told y'all last time, I got a big L for all of you people that were on social media. Verzuz is over. Verzuz is trash. Verzuz is just, shut up. All y'all that were going off on Verzuz, shut your mouth. Look what y'all got last night. We're going to go to some numbers too. Look what y'all got last night. I don't understand how people want you to travel to a state to do rehearsals, to go back and forth, setting up stages, to set up a venue, to rent furniture, to lights, cameras, the venue itself. How are you going to pay for all this? You think everything is free? Y'all think everything is free? So Swiss Beats and Timberland are supposed to give y'all Verzuz for free, but you're paying for Netflix. You're paying $15, $16 for Netflix. Every time Netflix goes up in price, you're still paying for Netflix. You're paying for Hulu. You're paying for Peacock. You're paying for Paramount. You're paying for HBO Max. And you only want to pay $2.99 to watch a Verzuz? Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, yo. But you know what, though? God is good. God is good. God is good. Because we had a Verzuz last night. In my opinion, it was a really, really good Verzuz last night. We're going to get into that. Let me put this up on the screen here first. Let me put this up on the screen here first. This was a comment I saw scouring the interwebs today. This person said, I didn't watch the Verzuz because Pimp C not there. Salute to 8 Ball and MJG. And believe you me, I felt this comment. I felt this comment. Last night when the Verzuz started, the Verzuz was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock was the start time for the Verzuz. As we all know, they don't start on time. However, they did start 12 minutes in. So 12 minutes after 8, Verzuz was live. Shout out to Swizz and Timbo. Shout out to whoever is handling the timing with the artists now on Verzuz. 12 minutes after 8 is perfect. I can't get mad at that. The DJ is playing some songs. The host is talking. 12 minutes is not a long time. We all know when Verzuz started, we had to wait half hour, an hour, hour and a half. We remember what happened with Ashanti and Keisha Cole. We remember. So 8:12, the Verzuz started, and Bun B asked the crowd to have a moment of silence for all of the children and the teachers that lost their lives recently with the school shooting. So that's how the Verzuz started. Right off the bat, let me put the numbers up here for y'all. Let me give you all the numbers so you guys can see how things started off. Let me give you all the numbers. I hope this is the right one. No, it's not the right one. Let me give you all some numbers. Let me give you all a few numbers. Hold on a second. Let's go to some numbers here. Where is it? Let's see. Okay, I got it. There we go. All right, so opening up the Verzuz, like I said, Verzuz started right around 8:12, and they were at approximately 50,000. There were approximately 50,000 people in the Instagram app. And again, I wanna repeat this. Now that they're back to the original formula, there are many ways to watch Verzuz. The Verzuz is on Twitter. You can watch it live on Twitter. I didn't check the Twitter numbers. You can watch it live on Twitter. You can watch it live on the Instagram app. You can watch it live on YouTube. On YouTube, there are two ways. You can watch it on Thriller's app, Thriller's YouTube page, and you can also watch it on Verzuz YouTube page. Also, you can pay the $2.99 and go through Thriller.com with the Verzuz.com, and you can watch it there for the real experience. So there's multiple ways to watch Verzuz. They went back to the original way, and of course, they also implement in the $2.99. You want to pay for one Verzuz, you want to pay for Thriller per month, you have that option to pay the $2.99. All right, so this was on the IG. Okay, so this is the IG. Right off the bat, 61,000. All of the people that were talking trash. I guarantee you, more than 90% of those people that were talking trash about Verzuz, they were up in the chat. I guarantee you. The crowd was. Jason messaged me. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to the plug. I see Iman is in the building. Iman, thanks for coming through. Big Sugar is here. Big Sugar, thanks for coming through. Don't forget, y'all, if you want to make sure that your comment gets read, I'm going to try to read as much comments as I can. But remember, if you want to make sure that your comment gets highlighted, there is a super chat option down below, and there's also a super sticker option down below. So you want to contribute to the channel, you want to assist the channel, you want to make sure that your comment does not get missed, use the super chat or the super sticker option down below. But shout out to Iman, shout out to Big Shug. I see Diamond Onyx is here, Jason's here. So I was going back and forth with Jason on IG, and we were talking about the crowd. And I want to ask you, let me ask you guys, what do you guys rather? You guys rather a big, huge crowd, like let's say the Madison Square Garden crowd, or this was a more intimate crowd? This crowd was sort of like the, if you remember the Trina, remember when Trina did against Eve, how that crowd was? It was sort of that size. It also reminded me of the crowd for the Jeezy versus Gucci Man. So you see how that crowd was like in a that was in a strip club. So it wasn't a huge crowd, but there was a few hundred people up in that venue. And as far as I can see, they were enjoying it. Most of the people that were in there were saying rhymes. The women were, the ladies were enjoying the night. So hit the comments, let me know how y'all feel. Do y'all like when they have the huge crowds, like the Dipset versus the Locks, or do you rather a smaller, intimate crowd? This crowd was a little bit smaller, a little more intimate, and I felt that this crowd was perfect for what they were doing. All right, so pretty good crowd. Like I said, 50,000 they started off at. They quickly jumped to about 61,000. There were a few guests last night as well. The first guest was actually Young Dro. Young Dro came out to 8-Ball MJG. And this is the thing that bothered me about this Verzuz. And I saw Jason mention this as well. And a couple other people online were also talking about this as well. MJG and 8-Ball clearly won this Verzuz. Okay? And they didn't win it. They didn't win it because of song selection. Bun B had pretty good song selection. Bun B had pretty good performance. Bun B's vocals are still there. His didn't move too much on the stage. You know, just did his stuff. He also had not a freestyle, but he did an acapella as well. Turned the beat off, killed it. The thing about this Verzuz is that they had a very big emphasis on Pimp C. They made it clear that they wanted to highlight Pimp C. Pimp C was in the building last night. Rest in peace to Pimp C. But as much as Bun B, and this is my opinion, I've seen people say that he killed it, he did his thing. As much as I think that Bun B tried to do his best Pimp C in interpretation, let Pimp C's verses rock, let the crowd sing Pimp C's verses, it was clear that having 8-Ball and MJG as a group perform their own lyrics, bring out their special guests, you had to give 8-Ball and MJG the win. You had to. I know there are people out there that love Pimp C, that love what Bun B did. Bun B did an amazing job representing Pimp C, representing UGK. But by not having Pimp C there to perform his verses, that took away from what Bun B was doing. It is clear. If anybody had to choose a winner, listen, I'm just being fair. I got no horse in the race. I'm just being fair. I'm just being honest. It is clear that 8-Ball and MJG won that Verzuz off of the fact that they had their entire group there to perform their songs. Let me see what y'all saying up in the comment section. Hit the comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. Do you like huge crowds or do you like the smaller crowds? Who do you think won the Verzuz? Do you think Bun B, UGK won that Verzuz? Or do you think 8-Ball MJG took it? I see Alex Heron Jr. is in the building. Alex, thanks for coming through. Iman has a comment. Iman says, I wasn't a fan of this Verzuz. I thought it was boring. Ooh. 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 Okay, Iman. Okay. Big Shug said, what's up to Block of Time Reviews? Diamond Onyx said, Big Shug, salute to you. Iman said, I watched some of it on Facebook. That's right. It's also available on Facebook too. Shout out to Iman. That's true. It is available on Facebook as well. Jason has a comment. Jason says, Pimp C was there in spirit through, and his daughter was there as well. That's right. Pimp C's daughter also made an appearance last night. Shout out to her. She came out and said a few words to the crowd for her father. Shout out to that, Jason. That was a good moment as well. Tracy Sandy's in the building. Tracy says, blazing. Thanks for coming too, Tracy. Jason has a comment. Jason says, my boy Twister. Shout out to Twister, man. Twister came out there. Ooh, Twister rocked it. Jason says, my boy Twister killed it last night. I told y'all he's Verzuz ready. Mystical, come outside, LOL. Listen, man. If Twister goes against Mystical, I gotta go with Twister, man. I think Twister has the better catalog. I like Mystical. I like that No Limit era when Mystical came out. Danger! Ah! Whoop! And listen, I like Mystical. Mystical's my man. But if he goes against Twister, I think Twister's gonna take it, man. Let me read a few more comments here. Diamond Onyx says, bars, doors, shut up. They should be quiet. No, for real, Diamond. For real. A lot of people were talking trash. And we're going to go into the numbers. We're going to go into the numbers in just a little bit. Let me hit a few more comments. Let me go down to the bottom and see what y'all talking about. Norman says, thank you, 60. Yeah, go. You can watch it. There's a lot of ways to rewatch it, Norman. I'm going to go back to Iman's comment. Iman says, I wasn't a fan of the Verzuz. I thought it was boring. And then Jason says, I personally think Bun picked the wrong songs. Like how he didn't play Give Me That with Webby. You know what, Jason? I was like, coming to the end of the show, I was like, wait a minute. Whoa. he ain't played International Players Club. And I'm waiting. I'm like, nah, he's not gonna close it out with. And then, sure enough, yeah, Big Boy came out, Sleepy Joe came out, and listen, when they performed that song, International Players Club, yo, I love that song, yo. Listen, they closed out that Verzuz just right for me. I was nervous, Jason. I was nervous at the end that they weren't gonna play that song, but at the end, they dropped it. But it would have been nice to see Webby on that stage as well. Hit the comment section down below, y'all. Don't forget, if you're here right now, hit that like button. If you like these type of videos, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let's switch gears for a second, y'all. I want to switch gears for a second. And I know, some of y'all, Onslaught, you be reaching, you be thinking too much. I know. Let's get into this one here. And if Norman is still here, Norman, this one's for you. All right, so listen. A few days ago, N.O.R.E made this comment. If you don't know who N.O.R.E is, N.O.R.E from the legendary group CNN. If you don't know, N.O.R.E has a show called Drink Champs with EFN. It's on Revolt, which is controlled by under Puff Daddy brand, Revolt. All right, so N.O.R.E made this comment. I have been the best to this culture. I have always put hip-hop first, and I see you guys go to Ellen and David Letterman's and Zane Lowe's and treat them with more respect than the culture, but you say you want black excellence. You guys take that in for a second. I see Diamond Onyx got the 8-ball sign. Shout out to 8-ball, man. What am I gonna do for my homeboy's wife? Yo, I love that song too, man. Shout out to 8-ball. Shout out Diamond. I need y'all to take this one in here. Okay? So, let me just give y'all a brief of media. If you haven't seen it, or if you haven't noticed it so far, the media landscape is changing. With the inclusion of the internet, everything is changed. Things are evolving month after month, year after year. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna give you a piece of information here, okay? You should already know this, but listen. When it comes to the media and entertainment outlets, in the 90s and the early 2000s, before the internet, whenever a artist, hip-hop artist, rap artist, whatever artist, wanted to promote their product, they have an album coming out, they have a song coming out, they're going on tour, they have a new movie they're going to be on, they have a new endeavor. Whenever artists were going through these types of periods, they used to do a media run, okay? And what a media run is, there are a number of different outlet TV stations you can go on. You can go on the Oprah Winfrey Show, you could go on the Arsenio Hall Show, you could go on David Letterman Nighttime Show, you could go on to Jay Leno. So okay, you get what I'm saying. So whenever an artist had a run, they had a media run, their album's coming out, something's coming out, they're doing something. The only way for them to get the information out and to reach the most people was to go on these media runs. Okay? Now that we have the internet, there's something called podcasting now. Okay, so you guys seen for the last 10 years or so, a lot of people are starting up podcasting and they're very successful. You have N.O.R.E is a very successful podcaster now. Fat Joe is doing podcast. Jada Kiss just started his podcast. Gillian Wallows, Vlad TV does a podcast. No Jumper does a podcast. Say Cheese has a podcast. Bomb First has a Art of Dialogue has a podcast. So there are literally there's what's his name? Beehive. I like Beehive. Shout out to Beehive. I like Beehive's show. Beehive has a podcast. So there's all of these podcasts now and internet shows where now the entertainer has more options to do their media run. Okay? So now if an artist wants to, if a hip hop artist wants to do their media run, now they have a lot of choices. They can keep the formula, go into those TV outlets, the Oprahs, the Ellens, the Jay Leno's, the David Lettermans, or they can go to the online media outlets now, the Drink Champs, the Vlad TVs, the Art of Dialogues. So there's a podcast out now by a guy by the name of Math Hoffa. If you don't know who Math Hoffa is a battle rapper turn media. Okay, just as how N.O.R.E used to be a rapper artist, N.O.R.E now is media N.O.R.E. Just how Joe Budden used to be a rapper artist, Joe Budden is media Joe Budden. So Math Hoffa is one of the I want to say one of the, I don't want to call him a podcaster. I don't want to call Matt. If you're watching this, no disrespect. I don't want to call Math Hoffa a podcaster. I'm just saying he has a podcast. Math Hoffa is one of the more popular podcasters out there now. And when I listen to what N.O.R.E had to say here, N.O.R.E is making it seem like artists are going to Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, David Letterman, and these outlets, and they're not coming to him. Because N.O.R.E, again, shout out to N.O.R.E, Drink Champs is one of the most popular podcasts on the internet. The things that N.O.R.E has been doing in the last 3-4 years, I applaud N.O.R.E. I love Drink Champs. I love what he's doing over there. I love the guests that he's getting on his show. But I think with this right here, I think there is something else going on with this here. So my question to y'all is, this is my question to you guys. This is the question I have for y'all. I just told y'all, when an artist ready to do a media run, they have options to go to the TV stations, Oprah, Ellen, David Letterman, the Jay Leno, those types of outlets, or they can go to the Joe Buttons, the N.O.R.E, the Say Cheese. Hit the comments down below. Who do you think? Who do you think they should go and do interviews with first? Hit the comments. If you're an artist, if an artist, Jim Jones and Jim Jones and Mano just dropped an album today. It came out today. Who are they supposed to go interview with first? Alicia Keys has something coming out. Who should she go and do an interview with first? Hit the comments down below. Let me know where you guys are with this one. I'm going to put up another slide up here while you guys hit the comments down below. Let me know how y'all feel about this. And we're going to go back into it. You put some more numbers up here. The Verzuz. Beautiful Verzuz last night, man. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed it, immensely last night. All right, let me hit some of these comments down below. Let me see what y'all talking about. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming through. Diamond Alex says, danger! Been so long. Since been gone, get on the floor. Yeah, that's my joint, yo. Diamond Onyx says, love Twister too. No question, he would take it. That's right, yo. Twister. I'm going Twister, man. Block of Time says, when you're gonna do another album review? We just had a album review put out, Blocker. We're doing the Bone Thugs and Harmony, and we just put out the part 1 of the Mobb Deep Blood Money review. So go check that out. Abe Was Black says, I eat biscuits. Okay. All right. Big Shug got a comment. Big Shug said, I believe they should do interviews with people who understand the culture. All right. I like that. I like that. I like that. Let me address Big Shug's comment. We're gonna stick. Big Shug, thank you for that comment. Let me read that comment. Let me ask you the question again, and I'm gonna read Big Shug's comment. So the question I asked you guys: with all of the available media outlets that an artist can go to when they're doing their media run, if an artist has a movie coming out, they have an album coming out, they have a new song coming out, they have a new clothing line coming out, who should they go to first to do their interviews? Should they go to the TV stations where the Ellen DeGeneres, the Jay Lenos, the David Lettermans, the ABC News? Should they go to those outlets first? Or should they go to Drink Champs? Should they go to Joe Button Podcast? Should they go to Wallow and Gilly? Should they go to Say Cheese? I'm going to hit the comment from Big Shug. Big Shug said, I believe they should do interviews with people who understand the culture. I'm going to ask Big Shug a few questions here, because you put that comment, Big Shug. I'm going to ask you a few questions. If you have a product, Big Shug, if you have a product, and listen, I'm not taking any sides here. I'm not taking any sides. I'm asking Big Shug a question. If you have a product and you want to sell your product, what audience do you put your product in front of? On one side, you have the Ellens, the David Lettermans, the Oprahs. There are millions and millions and millions of people that watch those TV shows around the world. When you go on late night with David Letterman and you go on late night with Jay Leno, I didn't know Jay Leno's around. When you go on the Oprah Winfrey Network, when you go on a Wendy Williams show and you go live on TV, you are in front of millions and millions and millions of people all around the world. No disrespect to N.O.R.E. N.O.R.E. does numbers too, all right? Drink Champs does money. Drink Champs does a lot of numbers. So, there's a difference between the audiences that watch Drink Champs and, let's say, an Oprah Winfrey Network. There's a difference between, I don't want to use ludicrous. There's a difference between a young M.A. selling records and an Eminem selling records. You can go do an interview with Drink Champs. Is it going to be seen by anyone outside of what Big Shug says, the culture? And yes, I know a lot of people watch Drink Champs, not just black folks. I understand that. But what I'm saying is, the people that watch Drink Champs, that particular genre that watches Drink Champs, it's limited to people that watch a Jay Leno, or people that watch a Oprah, or people that watch a Wendy Williams. It's two different size markets. So Big Sugar, I'm gonna ask you again. If you have a hot dog stand and they give you two options to stand in front of and sell your hot dogs, are you going to go and stand in front of a bodega and sell your hot dogs? Or if they say you can stand in front of Yankee Stadium and sell your hot dogs, which one would you choose, Big Sugar? Hit the comments down below. I want to hear how you guys feel about this one. I believe that there are two different markets. Yes, and I do understand that you have to assist the culture. Okay, we've been asking for years to be respected, respect hip hop, put hip hop in a space where it can grow. Yes, but there is something else we're going to go into. So let me hit some more comments up in here. Big Shug, thanks for the comment. I'm gonna read Big Shug's comment again. I believe they should do interviews with people who understand the culture. Thanks for that, Big Shug. Diamond Onyx says N.O.R.E has his podcast with plenty guests. Why he won a trip? I'm gonna go into that in a minute, Diamond. That's a great point. I'm gonna go into that in just a minute, Diamond. Hold that thought. Blocker says I'll go check it out. Thank you, Blocker. Jason says I hear and get what N.O.R.E is saying, but all he do is clap his hands, talk loud, cut people off, force people to drink, and repeat the same question in different ways. I'm going to go into that as well, Jason. We're going to go into that as well in just a second. Diamond Onyx says he's trying to reach a crossover audience by being on a syndication show on a local channel. Great point, Diamond Onyx. Great point. Blocker says I love Drink Champs too. I love Drink Champs. Abe Was Black says you look like Young Dolph. Oh man, yo, Abe, you wild crazy. Shout out and rest in peace to the homie Young Dolph, man. And then Freedom is Gold is here. Freedom is Gold, thanks for coming through. Freedom is Gold says get the likes up. That's right, hit the like. Just tuned in the show, support. Love my brother. Thank you very much, Freedom is Gold. All right, so let's get back to what Diamond Onyx. I'm gonna go back to Diamond Onyx and Jason's comments. These are two amazing comments, and we're going to go into this right now. Diamond Onyx says N.O.R.E has his podcast with plenty guests. Why he want to trip. And Jason also said I hear and get what N.O.R.E is saying, but all he do is clap his hands, talk loud, cut people off, force people to drink. So let's go into that. I'm gonna start off with Jason's point first, and then we're gonna transition into what Diamond is saying. So that is a very important point. That's a very important point. I remember Lamar Odom. If you don't know who Lamar Odom is a ex-basketball player that has been allegedly troubled by drug use and substance abuse. All right, he's done a lot of rehab and he's gotten himself back together, but there were reports that he's went through strokes, overdoses, stuff like that. So Lamar Odom went on Drink Champs once. If you've never watched Drink Champs, the table in which they do the interview for Drink Champs has dozens of bottles of alcohol. I know it's called Drink Champs. I get it. The table where they're conducting the interviews has dozens and dozens of bottles of alcohol. N.O.R.E sometimes has allegedly his strain of marijuana. They usually have different strains of marijuana, and they also smoke on the show. There's a separate show. There's a separate show called Smoke Champs as well. So dozens of bottles of alcohol, ganja, in the vicinity. A lot of people went ballistics on Lamar Odom for going on Drink Champs, knowing that he has allegedly a substance abuse problem, knowing that he has problems with alcohol and drugs, knowing that he is going through rehab, he went on Drink Champs and he had a totally incoherent interview. It's still one of the most bizarre interviews you will ever see. Lamar Odom on Drink Champs. I'm going to give you all another story. Petey from the Rockefeller State Property, he once said that when the Rockefeller was going through their breakup, you know, when Dipset came in and caused all the ruction, when Jay and Dame, when they split, all of the artists had to decide who they want to go with, who they want to be with, who they want to stay with. And Petey Crack was, you know, he had his chance to leave the label and do whatever he wants to do. So Petey says he got a call from Dame Dash. Yo, come down to the office. We got to talk about your contract, talk about what you're going to do. So Petey came down to the office. I gotta say allegedly, because sometimes these people say you say things and they don't say. But Petey said that when he came to the interview to talk about what he wants to do with his career going forward, they pushed the bottle of Armadale in his hand. Here you go. Yeah, drink that, drink. Yeah, Petey, drink this. Yeah, Petey, drink. Petey said the whole night, he's like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm right, I'm good. All night, Dame Dash, yo, Petey, drink, have a drink. Have some Armadale. Petey said, Dame has never offered him that much Armadale ever since he was on Rockefeller Records. And at the end of the night, Dame turned to him and asked him, hey, let's talk about this contract. I want to give you to stay with us, a little bit of money to stay with us. Petey said, he looked at him like, what? This is what you're offering me? And eventually Petey did end up going his way. What I'm trying to say is, when you're doing interviews and you're doing things and you're intoxicated, it may not be some of the best interviews. And I love N.O.R.E's interviews. I'm going to transition over to what Diamond Onyx said. Diamond said N.O.R.E has his podcast with plenty of guests. Why he tripping? And in this, I said, N.O.R.E, it seems like N.O.R.E is scared of Math Hoffa. Let me put back up N.O.R.E's comments one more time. Let me put N.O.R.E's comments back up one more time. So this is N.O.R.E's comment here. I'm going to give you guys I'm going to give y'all a few of Math Hoffa's guests in the last few months. Let me read N.O.R.E's comments again. N.O.R.E said, I have been the best to this culture. I have always put hip-hop first, and I see you guys go to Ellen, David Letterman, and Zoe Lowe's and treat them with more respect than the culture, but you say you want black excellence. Here are a few guests that were recently on Math Hoffa's show. Fat Joe. Fat Joe is doing big things right now. Fat Joe is doing TV shows. Fat Joe is all on Verzuz. Fat Joe is introducing guests on Verzuz. Fat Joe is doing commercials. Fat Joe has a White Castle's commercial here in New York. Fat Joe is doing big things right now. Fat Joe was on Math Hoffa's show. Big Daddy Kane was just on Math Hoffa's show. How much more bigger of an artist do you get than Big Daddy Kane? How much more cultural of an artist do you get than Big Daddy Kane? Big Daddy Kane was on Math Hoffa's show. Tretch from Naughty by Nature was just on Math Hoffa's show. Tretch, the legendary Jersey stand-up. Remy Ma was just on Math Hoffa's show. You see Remy out there doing her thing. She just started the Chrome 25 female rap battle show. If you missed it, go check it out. She's doing music. She's doing movies. She's doing fashion. Remy Ma's doing big things. How much more cultural do you want than Remy Ma? At this point right now, Remy is doing more than Nicki. I would say Remy is doing more than Cardi B right now. Cardi B is doing a lot of stuff. But Remy Ma is doing a lot of stuff right now. How much more bigger culturally do you want to get? The legendary DJ Clue was just on Matt Hoffa's show. DJ Clue. Illuminati! What N.O.R.E said? They doing interviews with who? Joe Budden, one of the best podcasters out there, great business mind, has tons of show. State of the Culture, the one he did with DJ Academics. He has his Joe Budden podcast, which is popping right now. He just did an interview recently, really big interview. He did an interview with Nicki Minaj lately. When Nicki Minaj started to come back out, Joe Budden just did an interview with Nicki. And Joe Budden was on Matt Hoffa's show. How much more cultural do you want to get, N.O.R.E? Cypress Hill was just on Matt Hoffa's show. The legendary DJ Ralph McDaniels. DJ Ralph McDaniels. DJ Ralph McDaniels was just on Matt Hoffa's show. How much more culture are you talking about, N.O.R.E? And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Vlad TV was just on Matt Hoffa's show as well. Hit the comments down below. Let me hear what y'all got to say. Is N.O.R.E scared of the Matt Hoffa come up? Listen. I believe in the entertainment space, many people can be successful at once. I believe with the internet, with YouTube, with Twitter, with Instagram, many people can be successful all at once. Is N.O.R.E feeling the heat from the come up of Matt Hoffa? Let me tell y'all something. When I read this comment from N.O.R.E, I had to go do some research. I said, you know what? Let me go take a look at Ellen DeGeneres' list of guests on her show. Let me see what hip-hop, rap icons was on her show lately. That's what I said, look, I gotta go take a look. I gotta go see what you're talking about. Because I don't understand this. I don't get it. I scoured Ellen DeGeneres' guest list from May all the way back to January. We had February, March, April, May. All right. I went through Ellen DeGeneres' guest list all the way back to January. I know you guys see that name up there. Sean Puff Daddy Combs. There were only 2 people on this list that I saw on the guest list that were hip hop, in the hip hop community. I could only find 2. That was one. Puffy was one. Puffy was one of the guests. And the other guests, you see it right there. Thursday, April the 7th. Alicia Keys. Those were the only 2 hip-hop guests that was on Ellen DeGeneres since January. What, N.O.R.E? What? Here's why I say that the comment from Diamond Onyx made sense. I'm going to read Diamond's comments again. Diamond said, N.O.R.E has his podcast with plenty guests. Why he won a trip. I'm going to give you all a few guests that was recently on Drink Champs. We got to be fair, right? We got to be fair. We got to be fair. N.O.R.E, Drink Champs. Pusha T was recently. Pusha T has an album coming out. Like I told y'all, the media runs. You got to do your media run. Pusha T, been doing things in the culture. Kanye West was recently on Drink Champs. How much more bigger? How much more bigger in the culture than Kanye West do you go, N.O.R.E? Kanye West is moving sneakers. He's moving clothes. He's talking about doing rebranding McDonald's. He's fighting with his wife. N.O.R.E, what are you talking about? Tank, the legendary R&B singer Tank, was recently on Drink Champs. Buffalo's finest, Benny the Butcher, was recently on Drink Champs. And I made a mistake earlier. I meant to say Cypress Hills. Sorry, Cypress Hill was on Drink Champs. Cypress Hill, y'all. And again, Cypress Hill was going versus Onyx, so they had that interview before the verses. But again, legendary group, Cypress Hill was also on Drink Champs recently. The man we love to love and we love to hate, Snoop Dogg, Mr. NFT himself, was recently on Drink Champs. MC Shan, the legendary MC Shan, was recently on Drink Champs. N.O.R.E, what are you talking about? Kid Capri, he was on both. He was on Drink Champs and he was on Math Hoffa show as well. But the legendary DJ Kid Capri just did an interview with Drink Champs this year. One of the greatest DJs of our time. One of the greatest DJs of all time, Kid Capri, was just on Drink Champs. The man you love to hate. The game was just... That's N.O.R.E, stop it, N.O.R.E. N.O.R.E, stop it. Stop it, N.O.R.E. Stop it. Stop it. If you're scared of Math Hoffa's come up, if you're scared that Math Hoffa is getting all of the big guests now coming on his show and don't have to worry about drinking and getting drunk, they do also drink on Math Hoffa's show. Let me be fair. Let me be fair with y'all. I gotta be fair. I gotta be fair. I've seen many guests go on Math Hoffa's show and drink. I just saw the recent with Fat Joe. Fat Joe didn't look like he was drinking anything. He was drinking some Pepsi or some Coke or something. So it didn't look like Fat Joe was drinking alcohol. But I've seen some guests go on there and drink. The Kid Capri, I didn't think Kid Capri was drinking either. But again, when you go to Drink Champs, there is a table full of alcohol and weed, marijuana in the building. Some people don't want to do interviews in that environment. You saw what Jason just said. N.O.R.E, you think it was going to be only for you to get the 1 million views in a week? You think you're supposed to be the only one getting all the guests? Jadakiss has a podcast now, N.O.R.E. Jadakiss is coming for you too. I think what this boils down to, the podcast area is starting to heat up, y'all. It's starting to heat up. A lot of entertainers have YouTube channels now where instead of going to these outlets, remember, 4 or 5 years ago, if you wanted to watch a video from your favorite artist, you could go on the Vivo app. On the Vivo app, they had all of the artist songs and videos on there. Now every individual artist have their own apps. Oh, Nas was also, shout out to Jason, your boy Nas was also on Drink Chat. What are you talking about, N.O.R.E? Let me hit some comments, y'all. Hit the comment section down below. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Diamond Onyx, thank you for that comment. Jason, thank you for that comment. Freedom is Gold is here. Freedom is Gold said the Kardashian curse is what messed Lamar Odom up. Oof, oof. A lot of people said that, man. A lot of people said that. Diamond Onyx says, true that. Big Shug got a comment. Big Shug says, I get what you're saying, because on one side, you were limited to a certain audience, while on the other hand, you were exposed to the world, basically. And that's all I'm saying, Big Shug. Listen. When these artists do their media runs, right, they do touch the podcast world and they do touch the TV world. But we also have to remember, this is what we got to remember, Big Sugar. Everybody wants the bag. Everybody right now wants to make it. Everybody's trying to make as much money as they can. Jim Jones just released a fitness app. Jim Jones just released a fitness app. Okay? Jim Jones just released his Vamp Life glasses that looks like Louis Vuitton. The Vamp Life, they're like $200. I might cop one of those. Big Sugar, everybody's trying to get to the bag. Everybody's trying to get their millions up. Look at what Snoop Dogg is doing with Death Row, going to the NFT space, trying to make money in NFTs. Big Sugar, everybody is trying to get to the bag. Everybody's trying to get maximum exposure. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Wallow and Gilly, Joe Budden, N.O.R.E, Say Cheese. But when you compare those entities to an Oprah Winfrey show, to a Jay Leno, it's two different markets. And again, I'm not going to shortchange these guys. I seen Wallow and Gilly and them put up big numbers with their videos. Drink Champs puts up big numbers with their videos. All I'm saying is they're two different markets. And I understand that N.O.R.E would like these black artists, because that's what it boils down to. He would like these black artists that are in the hip-hop community. He would rather them go to the hip-hop outlets first before they go to the Ellens and the Oprahs. I understand what N.O.R.E is saying, but in today's world where everybody is trying to maximize everything, Big Shug, thank you for the comment. Let me hit some more comments. We almost at the hour mark, yo. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming through. Nicholas McFarland is in the building. Nicholas said, you forgot Q-Tip on Math Hoffa. Q-Tip was on there too. Shout out to Q-Tip, man. Woo! Thank you for that, Nicholas. That's right. I think what's going on, and I could be totally wrong. This was a play by N.O.R.E to entice more artists to come on his show. Because N.O.R.E has been saying for a long time, he's been trying to get AZ on his show. And you know, legendary artist AZ been in the hip-hop game since the early 90s, maybe even late 80s. N.O.R.E says that he's been trying to get AZ on his show for a long time. So I think this is a play from N.O.R.E to try to entice some of these other artists to come on Drink Champs. But I also think that he's feeling the heat. He's not the only big podcast anymore. Joe Budden podcast was here before him. Joe Budden podcast is still running strong. Say Cheese, they're coming up. Bomb First, they're doing some stuff on the West Coast. Bomb First is coming up. Art of Dialogue is coming up. No Jumper got the ratchetness over there. no jumpers coming up. So yeah, there's a lot of heat. There's a lot of heat now for the podcast world. So I just think that N.O.R.E is feeling a little bit of heat from Math Hoffa with his quick come up. Shout out to Math Hoffa. Diamond Onyx says, thanks, boss. See you later. Diamond, peace. Simple Plus. That's my man, Big Rich. He's outside. Rich, man, give me 5 minutes, Rich. Let me finish the show. Hey, yo, my man, you killing me, man. Diamond Onyx has the 8 ball up. Don't forget, y'all, hit the comments down below. Let me know who y'all think won the Verzuz. Was it 8 ball MJG? Was it UGK? Shout out to Bun B. Great show. Let me hit y'all with the numbers before we leave. I'm gonna give us some numbers before we leave, man. I got some more numbers. All right, so the Verzuz Thriller app. Remember, YouTube has a Thriller app and a Verzuz TV app. The Thriller on Verzuz did 264,000 views. Over 250,000 views. That was yesterday. Yesterday's price is that. The Thriller YouTube app did 264,000 views last night. The Verzuz YouTube app did 96,000 views last night. And again, I'm gonna let me put the IG one up again. Let me put up the IG Verzuz again. The numbers from the IG Verzuz. Hold up. Where is the IG Verzuz? Hold up. I tell her, holla. Okay, hold up. Where is it at? All right, there we go. Where is it at? Oh, there it goes. All right, boom. All right, so I think from what I saw last night, I think I seen them went as far as like 88 to 90. So the IG page last night, the Verzuz IG, I think I saw somewhere around 88 to 90. I think they went up to 90,000 viewers inside of the Instagram app. So that is a big success for Verzuz. Again, the Thriller app on YouTube did 264,000 viewers, and the Verzuz YouTube app did 96,000 viewers. So shout out to Verzuz. To all y'all that was bombing on Verzuz, y'all gotta take this big L. The next Verzuz I'm looking forward to is the label Verzuz in July. We're gonna get to see that soon. Let me hit a few more comments before we leave out of here today. Again, hit that like button down below. Freedom is Gold says, N.O.R.E himself, where he can make it. It was well known he went back and forth with Hanging with 50 and Ja. So N.O.R.E is a certified opportunist. Ooh. 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 Nicholas said UGK won the Verzuz. Ooh. I'm going 8 ball MJG. They killed it for me. Blocker says, how's old Bugs inside? They good. They downstairs right now. We about to hit the streets. Diamond Onyx says, salute to your Bun B Dickie suit was pimpish. Oh, and they had the rest in peace Pimp C on the Dickie suits. Thank you for that, Diamond. That's true. Blocker says, yesterday's price is not today's price. Shout out to Verzuz. Diamond says, freedom is gold. If you're still in the chat, shout out to you. And Diamond Onyx throws up the 8 ball and MJG ball. Thank you all for joining. Tomorrow we got another video coming out tomorrow. Look out for that. Next Thursday we're going to be starting a new edition. It's going to be called maybe it's going Throwback Thursday. We're going to call it Throwback Thursday. All right. Next week Thursday, Throwback Thursday. A new segment is coming. Look out for that. Don't forget, go check out the Verzuz freestyle that we did today. Fab versus Styles P. Go check out that video. Friday freestyle Friday Verzuz. I'm up out here. It's